Hey everyone, it's Chris with the Ninth Limb, and I had a question about the difference between the root and the funnel of a chakra. So, I'm assuming you're somewhat familiar or at least heard of chakras. The 7 main chakras of the meridian: the pelvic floor, the sacrum, solar plexus, heart, throat, forehead, crown. They have what's known, well, not the crown, but the other 6 have what's known as a root, which resides in the spine, or I guess technically medulla oblongata is like the very top of the spine, it's the brainstem. So they all reside in the spine as the root, and then they fan open towards the front, which is one reason why our back body has less proprioception. We're less sensitive to touch on the back than we are on the front. I mean, also there's organs and everything. It's all interconnected. Why? But when you're meditating on a chakra, which could be during a pranayama practice or just contemplating, or if you have a more serious meditation practice, it's whether you focus on the root, which is somewhere in the spine. For example, the sacral chakra is at the junction of S2 and S3. That's where it slips out through the disc between S2 and S3, and it fans forward onto the lower belly. Whether you focus on the root or you focus on the fanning, which would be the lower belly between the navel and the pubic bone, your awareness will eventually be returned to the roots. Get that? So you either focus on the root or you focus on the fan, somewhere in the fan. It could be the actual surface of the skin or somewhere in between the root and the fan, because your body's three-dimensional, somewhere internal. Wherever you focus in that field, your focus will eventually be drawn towards the root. So it doesn't matter where you focus, because it's all going to the same place. What they say is that the root is very precise. It has a precise location, but it's not very sensitive. I would liken it to like, I'm trying to think of a fruit or a vegetable. It's not coming to me, but there are some fruits and vegetables that towards the root or the stem, they're not very flavorful, but as you get out towards the leaves, that's where the flavor really is. I guess like cabbage, or maybe even like broccoli or something. As you get further away from the main stem, there's more going on, but as you get closer to the root, it's more bland. So that's kind of like the chakra, where at the root it's very not sensitive, but it's precise. The fanning is not precise. I mean, you could be anywhere in there, you might not even know exactly. Like if you try to imagine exactly 3 inches below your navel, and maybe even you touch yourself and find 3 inches below your navel without referencing the navel. Don't look at the navel, and then you look down, you'll notice you're not exactly 3 inches or 2 inches or whatever from the navel. There was an imprecision, but if you were to find S2, S3, that's right there. That's where the root is. So it's imprecise to focus on the fanning, but it's very sensitive. We're sensitive to the fanned area. We can very clearly feel the lower belly, whether we touch it with like our hand, like I'm doing right now, or you just imagine it. It's more difficult to be sensitive of the root. Okay, so they're inverse. They're inversions of each other. The fanning is sensitive but not precise. The root is precise but not sensitive. So it's useful to do both. And that's all I really have to say about that. I mean, I would go into a chakra meditation if I started going further. So I hope that was helpful. Comment below your experience with what I just said, or any questions, and subscribe to the channel absolutely. Namaste.